When people think of Europe, they often picture wealth, stability, and high living standards. But the reality is more complex. While Western and Northern Europe are among the richest regions in the world, parts of Eastern and Southeastern Europe continue to struggle with poverty, weak economies, and the lasting effects of war or political instability. In this video, we'll look at the 10 poorest countries in Europe as of 2025 and explore what life is like for people living there. But first, welcome to Travel Wisdom. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Which of these countries surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. Now let's get started. Ukraine is currently the poorest country in Europe. Years of war, corruption, and economic instability have left the country struggling. The ongoing conflict with Russia has destroyed infrastructure, disrupted trade, and pushed millions into poverty. In many rural areas, families survive on small farms, and even in cities, wages remain extremely low. Despite its fertile land and educated population, the country faces huge challenges in rebuilding its economy. Moldova is often described as Europe's poorest peaceful country. It relies heavily on agriculture and remittances from Moldovans working abroad. Wages are among the lowest in Europe, and many young people leave to find better opportunities elsewhere. Rural poverty is widespread, and the lack of industry and investment keeps the country from moving forward quickly. Albania has made progress since the fall of communism, but it still faces deep poverty, especially in rural areas. Tourism has grown, and cities like Tirana are modernizing, but unemployment remains high. Many families rely on money sent home by relatives working in Italy, Greece, or elsewhere in Europe. Corruption and weak infrastructure also limit development. North Macedonia is another Balkan country where poverty is still common. While the capital Skopje has seen growth, much of the countryside struggles with unemployment and low wages. The country depends heavily on agriculture, and although there has been progress in joining international organizations, economic opportunities are limited compared to Western Europe. The scars of the 1990s war still affect Bosnia and Herzegovina. Political division, corruption, and a complicated government structure slow down progress. Unemployment is very high, and many young people choose to emigrate. While cities like Sarajevo and Mostar attract tourists, much of the population still faces poverty and limited opportunities. Belarus has one of the lowest incomes in Europe. Decades of authoritarian rule and isolation from Western markets have weakened its economy. Many industries are outdated, wages are low, and political instability has pushed the country further into economic difficulty. Ordinary citizens often struggle with rising prices and limited freedoms to improve their lives. Serbia has a growing economy compared to some of its Balkan neighbors, but poverty is still widespread, especially outside big cities like Belgrade. The country relies on manufacturing and agriculture, but corruption, unemployment, and low wages remain problems. Many skilled workers emigrate for better opportunities in Western Europe. Montenegro is famous for its beautiful coastline and tourism industry, but behind the resorts, poverty is common. Outside tourist hotspots, jobs are scarce, and rural areas remain underdeveloped. The economy is small and heavily dependent on seasonal tourism, which makes it vulnerable to global crises. Bulgaria is the poorest member of the European Union. While joining the EU has brought investment and growth, rural areas are still very poor. Corruption and inequality remain major issues. Many Bulgarians leave to work in richer EU countries, sending money back to support their families. Despite progress in cities like Sofia, the gap between rich and poor is striking. Romania has one of the fastest growing economies in Eastern Europe, but poverty is still widespread in rural areas. Millions of Romanians work abroad, sending money home to support their families. While cities like Bucharest are modernizing rapidly, villages often lack proper infrastructure, healthcare, and opportunities. Corruption also continues to slow development. Europe may be known for its wealth and stability, but as we've seen, poverty is still a daily reality for millions of people. These 10 countries face challenges ranging from war and political corruption to weak infrastructure and high unemployment. At the same time, many of them are showing progress, especially with support from tourism, international trade, and migration. Understanding these struggles reminds us that Europe is not just Paris, London, or Berlin. It's also places where people work hard every day just to get by. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Which of these countries surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.